Hello, this is Dorit Reznikov. I'm going to be doing an accessibility review of the Zoom video conference platform. Zoom is used very often these days in schools for teachers to connect with their students via Zoom to do virtual distance learning. My students have access to a Chromebook, and this Chromebook that I'm using is a not touchscreen. I have tried Zoom with a touchscreen. The touchscreen does not work in the Zoom field. Today I'm going to be testing the accessibility controls that are intrinsic in Zoom, as well as the internal magnifier of the Chromebook itself, to test out the different aspects of Zoom, specifically chat, whiteboard, and screen sharing, to see the visual accessibility of Zoom. So to start with, there are some internal controls that Zoom provides. If I press Control-Alt-1, I can change the view to speaker view. Control-Alt-1 brings speaker view. And if I want to go back to gallery, I press Control-Alt-3. Those two work. To start or stop my video, I press Alt-V, and that starts my video. Hello. And to stop it, I press Alt-V again. That one works. To mute or unmute, I press Alt-A. That mutes my video, and then I press Alt-A again, and it unmutes my video. To share the screen, I press Alt-S, and it comes up with the option for shared screen. However, it is a small option. If I want to make it bigger, I have to use the internal magnifier on the Chromebook, which is Control Magnifier M. I have mine set at ×4, which is pretty large, but I can use my mouse to navigate and find the two options of what I want to share, desktop or application, and use my mouse to choose one or the other. I'm going out of the full screen now, out of the Zoom, and the next one is if I want to enter or exit full screen, I can do Alt-F, and that allows me to access my other applications. If I want to display chat, I do Alt-H. Alt-H does not work to display chat. If I want to open an invite window, I press Alt-I, and that does not work either. In order to open chat, I need to use my mouse, and in order to invite participants, I have to open with my mouse. Additionally, I don't have any keyboard shortcuts for the security button, for manage participants, for chat, for record, for closed caption, or for breakout rooms. So right now I'm gonna have my partner chat something to me, and I'm going to test out the chat application in the Zoom. So my partner is going to chat something to me. And of course, I cannot use the keyboard shortcuts. However, I do see that chat turned yellow, so that tells me I do have a chat. I can use my mouse to click on it, and it opens a small box. I am unable to change the size of the print in any of the box, but I can do my magnifier in my Chromebook with my Control Magnifier M, and that does make the box bigger. However, it doesn't really make the font much bigger. It might be easier to read a little bit. And also, I noticed that there is very poor contrast where it says from Irene Reznikov to me. It's very difficult to know who sent that to me. The privately is red, so that might be a little easier to see. The link is blue. That may or may not be easy to see. It's not a very good contrast. When I go back to Control M, control magnify M, I have to use my mouse to close the chat. The next feature we're going to look at is the whiteboard. Many teachers use the whiteboard to demonstrate math problems or other teaching units. Okay, the whiteboard is white. And when my helper writes a math problem, so she's writing relatively big. So I see 4 plus and then an equal sign. So maybe the teacher would be asking, oh, there it goes again. So here's 4 plus 4 and then an equal sign. So if I had difficulty seeing this, I could use my internal controls. So the next question is in red. Some teachers choose different colors. And I could do my control magnifier M. And again, I am magnified 4 times. So I can go to the far left and try to look for the problems that my teacher is writing. It is very difficult to navigate this way, and I would have to know where it works. 4 plus floor, 10 plus 5, and it is large enough. Here's purple, which is a very poor contrast, 8 plus 6. So I would have to be advocating for myself and asking my teacher for the colors that work for myself. Also, the internal magnification on the Chromebook does not have very precise magnification. And 4 times seems too large for this activity. However, in order to change it to 2 times, I would have to exit Zoom and enter into the settings on Chromebook and change the accessibility settings. I don't have any precise ability to magnify. So the last thing we're going to go over is share screen. Many times teachers share their screen to share worksheets or to share videos or to share pictures. So when we initially have the shared screen, it is a very small writing. So I might use my internal magnification. And again, it's times 4. That does make things bigger. However, the print is still relatively small. I might advocate and say to my teacher, can you make the print larger? Can you zoom in on your side? Let's see if that would help. If they would make it a little larger. So yes, that would help. It makes it a little larger. I would have to use my cursor to find the questions. It does make it, I think my teacher is scrolling, so that could make it a little confusing. But here I'm reading number 2. Jack wants to make some cookies for his mother. The recipe says he would need 7 ounces of flour for 1 batch of cookies. He wants to make 4 batches of cookies. How much flour does he need? So I am able to read a larger print. It is a little bit like on a CCTV. You have to do a lot of following with your cursor to navigate back and forth. It is a little hard, but it is capable of doing it. And then I'm able to go down to number 3, and I can see Emily bought 1 pound, 4 ounces, etc. So it is able to magnify with my magnifier. It just makes it a little hard to follow. So there are some accessibility features of internal controls of Zoom that help. Unfortunately, on this Chromebook, display chat and open invite do not work. Neither do I have short keys for security, manage participants, record, closed caption, or breakout rooms. Also, I have tried in the past, I did not have shortcut key to reactions. This might be something that I would have to have more training on specifically, but my students, this is the access that they have at this time. I did try going to zoom.us and changing the access of the internal controls, and I did not have that option on this Chromebook. I know that Windows and Mac have a different experience with Zoom. I'm only reviewing Zoom on a Chromebook. So we can stop sharing the screen. And ultimately, Zoom is an interesting and effective way of reaching students who are at home. However, I would say that on Chromebook, it could go a little farther in accessibility, and internal magnification on Chromebook could go a little farther in allowing multiple, more precise